Coming up on the World Sailing Show. Preparing for the America's Cup with Swiss Alinghi Red Bull Racing. Sweden's 49er FX champions set their eyes on the Olympics. And the latest action from the Paris 2024 qualifiers. After an action-packed year, including Transocean events, Olympic-class World Championships and the fastest foiling events, the sport's big names arrived in Malaga.
The World Sailing Awards represents the best of the best, and we're not only awarding the very best sailors in the world, we're awarding sustainability and teams or entities or people who are making a difference in the planet.
The year so far has been wonderful, you know. There's been a lot of ups. The fact that I'm here among other sailing legends, I'm excited.
We're just really happy and honored to be listed among so many cool women.
The event at the NAH Hotel got underway with the announcement of the Beppe Croce winner and President's Award for Development. Dick Rose, the sport's racing rules guru, picked up the former, while Sally Turner and John Derbyshire received the President's Award on behalf of the Andrew Simpson Foundation. Next on stage, the AC40 picked up Boat of the Year award. It's already in action as the training machine for the 37th America's Cup and will enjoy a flagship year of competition in 2024 in both the Women's and Youth America's Cup regattas. Australia Sail GP won the 2022 Team of the Year award and were back to defend their title. This year, though, they faced tough competition from ocean race winners 11th Hour Racing Team, Women's Match Racing World Champions Match in Pink, and Dutch duo Bart Lambrix and Floris van der Werken, triple 49er World Champions. And it was skipper Charlie Enright who collected the award for the 11th Hour Racing Team.
When your back's against the wall, you know what you have in terms of a team, and I think we showed time and time again that we were able to rise to the occasion.
The 11th Hour Racing Sustainability Award had also attracted a really strong lineup of nominees, including Biotherm Sailing Team for their biodiversity work during the ocean race. Club de Vela La Balena Alegre, hosts of the 2023 Optimist World Championships, who had created a sustainability programme for the event. And Eco Racer Sailing, manufacturers of the world's first 100% recyclable production boat. But it was the Magenta project that took the prize. Their mentoring programme has helped over 150 women accelerate progress in their chosen sailing fields. Then the build-up was over, to the Rolex Male and Female Sailor of the Year Awards. The female nominees were a diverse and stellar list. Betsy Allison, winner of the Hansa 303 parasailing class at the Allianz Sailing World Championships. Vilma Bobeck and Rebecca Netzler, the Swedish duo who'd secured 49er FX gold at the same event. Kirsten Nuschafer, the South African, who'd become the first woman to win the solo Golden Globe race. And Lauriane Nolot, France's Formula Kite world champion, who's been virtually unbeatable in 2023. Kirsten Nuschafer took the title for her round-the-world victory.
Thank you to everyone out there who's believed in me, who's cheered me on from a distance and who'd helped me do this race.
The men's Rolex Sailor of the Year nominees were equally diverse. Charlie Enright was the first American skipper to win the ocean race in an American boat. Bart Lambrix and Floris van der Werken are the Dutch masters of the 49er class. Max Mader is a Singaporean teenager who amassed a pile of medals in 2023, including becoming Formula Kite World Champion. And Tom Slingsby secured a third consecutive Sail GP victory for Team Australia and has American Magic off to a flying start in the America's Cup. Tom Slingsby topped the voting and scooped the award for the third time.
Winning the award, it's pretty much as high as you can go in sailing. I've been so fortunate, and it's really due a lot of thanks to all those people around me who have supported me.
The 37th America's Cup continues to build towards the main event in Barcelona next autumn, with the second preliminary regatta taking place in the Saudi port of Jeddah at the end of November 2023. The first team to touch down there were Alinghi Red Bull Racing, and they were soon out on the waters of the Red Sea. With the 6 teams racing in their AC40s, Alinghi had decided to head out early to familiarise with the local conditions.
The week has been really good, very good conditions, and we've been now sailing for 4 days, and it's been really good. The Red Sea has been delivering an excellent range of conditions, both on wind and sea state, and it's been really good to be able to go out every day.
It's really interesting for us to train on the SC40 still because we can train many other things that we can't do on Boat Zero. We can do two-boat racing, we can test foil, test sails that we can't really do on Boat Zero. So a really good platform to train, and here the conditions are perfect for that.
Despite the Saudi visit, most of the prep work for next year's Cup is taking place in Barcelona, where Alinghi have a massive task force of engineers, technicians and analysts fine-tuning their AC40s and developing their AC75 Cup machine. The team maximise their time on the water, sailing and gathering data. The chaseboat crew provides an insight into the complexity of the operation that's required to compete in the America's Cup.
The chaseboat fleet that we have are really important. We have a lot of engineers following us with all the telemetry and the data to be able to support us and support the boat as well. It's like a pit lane in the Formula One. We really need to have them really close to you to be able to react really quickly.
On the chaseboat, me and the other support guys, coaching team mainly, they try to provide sailing team the best way to improve and be efficient in the water and work on small details that can make a difference in terms of performance, boat handling and whatever, make the team improve.
I'm the on-water operations and fleet manager with Alinghi Red Bull Racing. Our area orientates around safety on and off the water, and during the day also accommodating the sailing operation as well.
I work in the hydraulics and systems department. My role on board the chase boat is to be actively monitoring all of the systems on board the boat while the boat is sailing. So whenever the guys take off and start flying, we're watching every detail of the boat very closely.
I'm Jack Taylor. I'm the AC75 boat captain for Alinghi Red Bull Racing. And basically we just go out and keep the boat performing as it should.
I'm the technical operations IT manager here at Alinghi Red Bull Racing. My job within that is that I have to make sure that all those boats can talk to each other, both in terms of the telemetry, so that the engineers can see the data live off the boat, as well as the communications through the headsets, so that we can all talk to each other to keep everything safe.
We have 7 support boats. Each one has a different role and function on the team.
There's so many chase boats involved in every team because the tool that enables the technicians, the designers, the shore team, whoever, to be out on the water and keeping up with these boats.
So each support boat has a rescue diver or some technicians on board that will follow the boat and support it. If there's any breakdowns or safety concerns, then they're right there in the action, right next to the boat all the time.
If there's an issue, or if we go into a jib change, or we're developing something, then it's quite nice that we're there and we can jump on whenever need be, or help them monitor the boat from the outside.
The similarities between the Formula One and us here at Alinghi Red Bull Racing is that we both look at data from our yacht and they look at the data from their race car, as well as communicating with each other to work as a team to make sure that we can get the most out of either a training session, a race. The only difference is at Formula One they have a fixed racetrack, and for us the racetrack is our ocean, which makes things quite a bit more complicated.
These America's Cup yachts are the fastest sailing boats in the world, so the speeds are phenomenal, and the support fleet we have is one of the best ones in the business and extremely fast and a very functional fleet.
The chase boats can keep up for sure.
Yeah, you're going flat out all day long, and depending on the sea state, sometimes you get hammered.
With the Paris 2024 Olympics now just 9 months away, we're continuing our look at potential medalists in Marseille next year. From defending champions to world beaters, the sport's biggest stars to the new kids on the block. Today we meet Swedish pair Vilma Bobeck and Rebecca Netzler, newly crowned 49er FX World Champions. World Sailors of the Year nominees, they dominated the Allianz Sailing World Championships in August. They won in The Hague with a day to spare and hope to carry that form into next year's Olympics.
Still don't think we've quite realized how good we've sailed. We didn't do many errors around the course. It's just been us trying to keep the focus but also enjoying the moment very much.
We were just lucky that we had a very good boat speed and that we can lean on that. But we have a lot of work to do to maintain this road forward. We still see ourselves as the kind of beginner team pushing forward and just seeing all the parts that we can develop and get better.
The build-up to the World Championships has been challenging, with Netzler out for 3 months with a back injury, then Bobek damaging her knee on the last day of the Paris test event, just a month before the Worlds.
It's just been injury after injury, so we've learned, I think, one step at a time to replan and try and maintain the campaign moving forward, even though it looks a bit different than what we originally planned.
Our coach stepped in, sailed with me when Vilma couldn't sail. Then we have another girl in Sweden stepping in for me when I couldn't sail. But you can always learn something from sailing with a new person, so keeping the creativity up.
Having overcome an injury-filled season to win their first World Championship, the duo have decided that enjoying their sailing is the key to success.
When we started this campaign, we said that the most important thing for us is to have fun, and that we have to make sure that we continue to have fun and not get too serious. Because what's the reason for us sailing is just that we enjoy it, and we want that to show and keep that in our daily program. Otherwise, it would be too much work.
Like Rebecca said, it's one of the key things in our team that we make sure that we're feeling good doing what we're doing, no matter where we are in the campaign, and also that we enjoy it, because that's what we're here for and that's why we're here in the first place. And how that looks on a day-to-day basis, that might be different depending on where we are or how we are.
At the 2022 49er FX Worlds in Nova Scotia, they were beaten to the gold medal by Dutch pair Odile van Arnholt and Annette Duets. So becoming world champions represented a breakthrough moment.
Annette and Odile has been very successful this year, so we were obviously comparing ourselves with them a lot. We're also training with them, so it's nice to be sailing against someone that you know is pushing as hard as you are.
The 49er FX fleet also includes double Olympic champions Martine Grael and Kahena Kunz, which makes predicting the gold medal winners next year even harder than usual.
There are lots of boats that are really good, and you always see different boats in top 10 and on the podium, and I think that just reflects on how competitive the fleet is and how wide the knowledge goes. So that's what keeps us on our toes a lot, and that's also why it's so much fun, because you never know what to expect when you launch the boat and go out there.
14th at the recent European Championships was a disappointing result. So what's the plan for the coming season as they build up to Marseille?
Injury-free, a lot of sailing hours, just making sure that we have a great plan, that we can tick all the boxes we want.
Like Rebecca said, a lot of time on the water, that's always fun, that's what we're here for. A lot of sailing. The dream would be to stand on top of the podium in Marseille.
Malta's Grand Harbour is the regular destination for the start of the Rolex Middle Sea Race. Over 100 teams prepare to set out on the 606 Nautical Mile Classic, the 44th race that would start and end in Valletta.
New situation, new game, again very strong competition here at Rolex Middle Sea Race. Let's see how it goes. We're good in light wind, so in the northern part of Sicily we expect changing light wind situation. Hopefully we can take advantage. Let's see how it goes.
The race got underway, with the fastest boats expected to complete the course in just 48 hours. But the entire fleet had a chance of overall victory on handicap-corrected time. Conditions had been light at the start, but built as the fleet left Malta, sailed up the Messina Straits to Stromboli and west around Sicily. The battle for monohull line honours was being fought between Monaco's Leopard 3 and the Italian-flagged Bullet. Behind them, the Middle Sea Race was proving anything but lucky for Byron Earhart's boat of the same name. The US-flagged team had been hoping to challenge Leopard and Bullet, but disaster struck when they were dismasted off the west coast of Sicily. No one was hurt, but the incident ended their chances in an instant. Alexia Barrier's multi-hull Limosa became the first boat to finish the 2023 event when they crossed the line after 2 days and 2 hours at sea.
I think it was one of the best experiences for us this year, for the team to train together and looking forward to the next one. Maybe en français we did never 2 without 3, so second time we win, maybe next year we'll come back and win again.
Leopard 3 and Bullet were still battling it out for monohull line honours. Despite a phenomenal effort by Andrea Recordati and crew, Leopard hung on to the lead. Skipper Chris Sherlock eventually steered the boat into Valletta in a time just shy of 2 days and 13 hours to record their third monohull line honours victory in just their fourth participation in the Rolex Middle Sea race.
It's a great feeling to do it again, because this is a magnificent city and a magnificent route to go do. We didn't have a lot of problems and incidents because we worked on the boat very hard in the last year, and the team to operate the boat properly, and that went very well. Here's the result.
Despite finishing second behind Leopard, Bullet was strong favourites to claim the overall victory on corrected time. But they were given a scare by the husband and wife team of Justin and Christina Wolf aboard their much smaller Sunfast 3300 Red Ruby. Sailing an incredible race, they came within 24 seconds of causing a major upset by knocking the Italian boat off the top spot of the podium.
The Rolex Middle Sea race is by far one of the most epic races in the world. Winning a corrected time is an achievement of a lifetime, and I'm extremely happy for the boat and the crew.
Time now to catch up with the sailing stories from around the world. The penultimate stop of the GKA Kite World Tour has taken place on Brazil's Cauípe Lagoon, with 28 men and 14 women from 18 countries taking part in the freestyle competition. With butterflat, warm waters and consistent winds, the location provided perfect kiting conditions. In the men's competition, France's former world champion Arthur Guibert won a hard-fought final against Switzerland's Maxime Chabloz. In the women's event, Brazilian athlete Bruna Kajaya beat reigning world champion Michele Sol in a nail-biting final. The tour reaches its climax in Qatar next month, with 2023 World Championship titles still up for grabs. The 30th edition of the Transac Jacques Vabre got underway, having been delayed by storms Kieran and Domingos. The race across the Atlantic from France to Martinique saw 95 double-handed crews entered, but 3 of the 4 classes were forced to shelter in Le Havre and Lorient for more than a week. Only the 5 Ultime trimarans were unleashed across the Atlantic initially. They raced south past the equator and down as far as Ascension Island, before finally heading west to Martinique. The first into Fort-de-France were Armel Leclerc and Sébastien Josse aboard Banque Populaire after 14 days and 10 hours for the 7,500 nautical mile route. We'll have a full report on the race next time. It's been another busy month on the road to Marseille, with the Americas and Europe taking centre stage on the journey to earn qualifying spots for the 10 events at the 2024 Olympics. Following August's World Championships, the Formula Kite Europeans and 19th Asian Games saw another 8 places handed out for Paris 2024. Next up on the calendar, the Pan American Games in Santiago, Chile. All 10 Olympic fleets were out on the water, with another 22 places on offer for next year's event. The competition in Algarrobo attracted some of the continent's best sailors, who more than lived up to their billing. In the 49er FX class, Olympic champions Martine Grael and Kahena Kunz won gold for Brazil, while the USA's Daniela Moroz raced to victory in the Formula Kite competition.
It's a really cool moment, so it definitely makes me want to work super hard towards Paris and towards the Olympics next year, because I know I want to have the same experience there.
But it wasn't just medals up for grabs in Chile. In the ILCA 6 class, Mexico, Bermuda, Uruguay and Peru all booked their tickets to the Olympic Games. Uruguay, Chile and Puerto Rico were among the qualifiers in the ILCA 7 class, home sailor Clement Lacamara also claiming second place overall.
We won, we qualified for the Games and we got the silver medal, so I'm very happy.
Along with Brazil, Canada secured a berth in the 49er FX class and repeated the feat in the 49er event. It was the sailing powerhouses of Brazil and USA who reigned supreme in the NACRA 17, both nations booking their slots for Paris 2024.
The main objective this week is to secure the qualification spot for the USA in the NACRA. Additionally, I think it's a great opportunity for us to train in the Big Sea State and the waves.
Argentina dominated the windsurfing, claiming 3 of the 8 Olympic qualification places on offer across the IQ foil and Formula Kite men's and women's events.
It's a really cool moment, so it definitely makes me want to work super hard towards Paris and towards the Olympics next year, because I know I want to have the same experience there.
Foil and Formula Kite men's and women's events. And there were celebrations for Antigua, who secured their first sailing spot at the Games, courtesy of Tiger Tyson's silver medal in the men's Formula Kite. Across the Atlantic, there were another 3 Olympic qualification places on offer at the 49er, 49er FX and NACRA 17 European Championships. The event in Vila Moura, Portugal, had attracted 400 sailors from 34 nations, with all 3 world champions taking to the water. The NACRA 17 event saw a renewal of the rivalry between world champions Ruggero Tita and Caterina Banti and silver medalists John Gimson and Anna Burnett. Despite not training since the Worlds, the British pair ended up dominating the early stages of the championships, winning 7 of the first 13 fleet races. Tita and Banti were just behind them in second place going into the final day of sailing, with another Italian pair, Gianluigi Ugolini and Maria Giubile, back in third and still in with a chance of gold. However, a lack of wind cancelled racing on medal day, so the British pair were awarded gold. There were also celebrations for Austria, as Lucas Harbel and Tanja Frank's 4th place finish was enough to earn their country a place at Paris 2024. Italy were looking to claim the Olympic qualifying spot in the 49er FX event, with Jana Germani and Giorgia Bertuzzi flying the flag for the Azzurri. Having won the warm-up regatta, they set the early pace in the main event and by the final day were lying in second place behind their Norwegian rivals, enough to secure Italy the Olympic spot after racing was cancelled. That just left the 49er competition to decide the final qualifier from the European Championships. With 91 entries in Portugal, the fleet had been split into 3 groups. By the time racing was cancelled on the final day, Lucas Rual and Emile Amoros of France were in the gold medal position and were announced as winners, their first major championship title. Back down the field, a duel for the final Olympic berth had been playing out between Ireland's Rob Dixon and Sean Wadelove and their Italian rivals Simone Ferrarese and Leonardo Ciste. With the Italians just 3 points behind them, the final day should have produced a nail-biting climax. As it was, 8th place was enough to see the Irish win the race to Paris without having to leave the shore. That's it for now, but next time we meet French Formula Kite star Lauriane Nolot and relive the best moments from the Transac Jacques Vabre.